Good afternoon, everyone. Kaye here on the homestead. I just drove in from my few days off in Illinois. Thanks for letting me take a break. I really needed it. And I got home, my mower was here yesterday, so everything is looking neat. And as soon as I turned in the driveway, my helper Randy texted and said, "Do you need any help today?" And I said, "Yes, everything needs watering and all the grass clippings need to be swept up." And so he's on the way. I'm gonna get unpacked. I've got cats in here that I have to make friends with after leaving them cooped up for days. But I just wanted to very quickly share with you, I met we have some perilous times coming. We have to really be prepared. You see the signs everywhere, from the dollar dying to everything else, that we have to really be prepared. A lot of channels have been talking about this for years, and I've been talking about it for a year every now and then. But I met a farmer. Well, he worked in the oil fields for 10 years, and then he went to work in a factory and until he retired. And he and his wife have about 20 acres up in southern Illinois. And he has ducks, and he has 75 chickens, and he has just a few goats. He doesn't milk. He says, "I'm not going to be getting up every morning and milking goats and, doing that every single day." And my hat is off to any people that actually milk goats every day and provide goat milk, fresh goat milk, to people like us who really want healthy food. And I really am grateful people are willing to do that, I have to say. But I just wanted to show you some of the things. What he told me yesterday, I said, "I'd love to do a video with you," but he said, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about being a movie star." I said, "Don't worry, you won't be a movie star." No, not here. But anyway, I didn't even take my camera up there. I was not going to work, and I did not work. I went to a wedding, and the rest of the time I was just like relaxing my leg, which is much better, by the way. But some of the things I purchased from him, I wanted to show you. He does all of these. Well, what he does is, he said, we have our income from our pensions and so forth, and that's all for the house and all of that. He said, but all of this, the chickens and the animals and the garden and all of that, he makes enough money from all of that to pay for all of that. That should be my goal. I mean, I have a lead on something next year, and maybe I can talk more about that later when I find out more about it. But in terms of selling something and getting something back for what I grow. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what I bought from him. He does a lot of. This has been kind of shaken up because I've been driving for 5 hours. But these are beet flavored pickled eggs. And he does pickled goat and chicken eggs. He didn't have any duck. Did I say goat? He does pickled chicken eggs mostly, and then also duck eggs. But he didn't have any duck eggs because they're molting, and the ducks can't produce enough, calcium to lay eggs at the same time that they're making new feathers. So no duck eggs, but I've had them before and they're great. And then I bought, he said he got this deal that there was an Amish store that got flooded, and he got a phone call from the Amish farmer, and he said, "I have got 40 boxes, like this box, tomato box here, 40 boxes like that." He got for $40 because the store got flooded. He said, "I have to get rid of them." And so he and his wife canned all of that. They had hundreds of jars of canned salsa and stuff. And so I just bought 1 jar of mild salsa. And then I also bought, he has a lot of pickles, and he does them all kinds of ways. I bought these, he calls them stackers. I actually hadn't heard that term, but it's just thin slices. I said, oh my goodness, how do you cut that? And he said, on a mandolin. So these are perfect slices for a bird. Oh, well, these are hot dog size, or bratwurst, you know. He says bratwurst. I said, oh yeah. I got a lot of that in my freezer. No. But cut it in half for a burger, or it's perfect for a hot dog. And then I got 2 cartons of eggs, unwashed eggs, that he just gathered yesterday. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I wound up with this. This is jalapeno. It says sweet hot, but it is hot. I did one and I needed a little bit of water after that. Tested one. But he gave me these, I think these are walking onions. My friend Angela Burnett she sent me walking onions when I first got here, and I didn't get them planted and I let them die. I'm bad about that. I mean, that has happened. But anyway, you see these things? And these things, he said, you plant them, and here comes a truck. You plant them, and snow covers, doesn't matter. It'll be there all winter, and then it puts up the shoot. Yeah. When I first got here, I went down to meet this big industrial farmer at the end of the road, and he said, I want to be the biggest and the best. And I think he's doubled his operation just since I've been here. And tractor trailers, oh yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna plant these, and they sound indestructible, so I should be in good shape. And I just wanted to show you, my friend that I stayed with just pulled out the best, biggest beefsteak tomato, and I brought that home. And also these cherry tomatoes are perfect. You know, the ones I'm growing are tiny. They take forever to harvest, and they can get mushy very quickly. And these are absolutely perfect. Big burst of flavor when you cut into them. And he also just gave us a watermelon just to be nice, and rabbits. He does rabbits, goats, chickens, and ducks. I think that, and a garden, and a lot of canning. Oh my goodness. And of course, hunting. He butchers all his animals. He showed me, you know, where he butchers the chickens and everything. And he had just butchered if you're squeamish, I'm sorry, but this is eating. This is survival food for the times that are coming. We're going to have to go back to, you know, the way it was before, and hunt and fish and any fishes too, of course. And so he had just butchered and frozen this rabbit yesterday, and I bought it last night. And as well as rabbit sausage, which which he used his own sage and oregano, I believe, for the spices. He had so many great stories. He was telling me how to rub, you know, the herbs instead of putting them when they're dry, putting them in the spice grinder. They just turn into powder. And he said they taste so much better, fresher, if you just rub them between your hands and stuff. So he puts the leaves in a paper bag, and he just sets it there somewhere where he is every day, and he just shakes it so they don't settle and get moldy. And he just shakes it every day. And he said in about, what did he say, 2 or 3 weeks? I think he said 2 or 3 weeks, they're dry. Then you can take them out and just rub them between your hands and put them in a jar like you would your herbs. He packs his rabbit. This is another interesting detail, because, you know, I saw the liquid in this Ziploc bag with the rabbit, and he said, I said, what is that? I mean, it's all the way full, you see. And he said he packs it in water, and that prevents freezer burn. And he said in that Ziploc bag, that rabbit would be good for 2 years. So Anyway, what an interesting trip. I didn't imagine I would come back with any information for you, but I just said, I have to let you know about this right now while it's fresh on my mind, because as soon as I go in there and start dealing with cats and my garden and all of that, all this is going to right out of my mind. So yeah, I think that's all the goodies I came home with. He does not use any fertilizers. He only uses the rabbit manure. I can't remember if he said the chicken manure too, but he doesn't use any added fertilizer. He builds his own soil. In terms of the rabbits, we went into his rabbit house. He keeps 3 males, because I was thinking about doing rabbits. But, once I went in and I saw what's involved, I'm going, I don't know. But he keeps 3 males, which were huge. Oh my goodness, these rabbits were enormous. And then 12 females. And he had some bunnies, and he has a litter every Wednesday, 91 days from fertilization to birth. And so, 91, it's 3 months. Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to add that little detail in case you're thinking about doing rabbits, and he has, and his entire place, he just used recycled materials for his chicken coop and his rabbit house and all, his fencing and all of this stuff. He repurposes all of this so that he can keep his costs down. And then I was telling you that he goes around, so he makes a trip once a week, and he goes to all of the bars, because for some reason people who drink like to eat pickled eggs. I don't know, never did, but that's very popular. And so he has all of these customers on this route. And so, he's, considering he's retired and he could just sit back and watch TV or do nothing, he is out there busting it, absolutely busting it and enjoying every minute. And God bless him. I cannot even imagine how great it would feel to be totally self-sufficient. And they have a big pond. Beautiful. And when we drove in, his garden was completely already cleaned off, and he had piles of rabbit manure to spread out over the whole thing. And but he had a big pond beside that. And I said, do you have a well here? And he said he didn't. And he said, but we lived here for 8 years without city water, without using city water. And so there's a cistern, I didn't get to see it, but there's a cistern right beside somehow the pond with a succession of larger and smaller rocks to filter. And he hooked it up with a pump and pumped it into his house. So he was able to do that for 8 years. So he's got water, and of course he's got heat, and he's got animals, and he's got all of his vegetables. So, that would really be awesome to really have it all going on like that. And I won't go so far as to say that's my goal, because, he has his wife and they can together. And so I don't know, but I would love that. I would really love that. So I hope that's helpful. I hope it's interesting, and I hope you are being very mindful of not only your finances, but your food preparation, water. Of course, winter's coming, and you're going to need to make sure that you have a way to stay warm. So keep all of that stuff in mind. God bless you as you prepare for whatever is coming our way. And I look forward to seeing you in a video soon. I have no idea what's next. I took a complete mental break. Not a mental break. I didn't have a mental break. I took a mental break. So it was just really nice to just not do anything and sit on a porch and just, it was cool and the weather couldn't have been better. There were lots of streaks in the sky, and so not great air. But fortunately I came home and the sky is very blue, and the clouds look like they did in, when we studied them in high school, big cumulus clouds, and none of the hazy stuff. So anyway, we can just keep praying that God is in control and that He is going to take care of us. But we got to do our part. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.